6.1 Next Radio. This is the Big Talk. The Big Talk is here once again, and today on the show we shine a spotlight on the increased or a troubling surge of politically charged abductions, forced disappearances, and many people, especially the members and supporters of the National Unity Platform, to date, not just NUP, by the way, even other political parties in the opposition have seen their members being abducted by military men that are armed and later on taken to court. Others are still at large. They do not know where they are. But what exactly is going on? Why the increased abductions in Uganda? Is this what it means to have a political season in the country? In the studio tonight, I'm hosting Council Kakuru Tumsime. Good to have you on the show.
You can, thanks for hosting me.
What is the current state? What do you have at hand? I've seen you represent some people in court who had been missing and now finally presented in court, but others are still at large. But what is the current status as we speak today?
Today we've been at court at Kawempe, Chief Magistrate, representing some of the people, including Eddie Mutwe and Bobby Young, who was just kidnapped, and he was arraigned today over charges of unlawful drilling. A lot of people, actually those are the people, a few of them that we know, but we believe that there are many who are still being held incommunicado or under detention centers without our knowledge in relation to that charge of unlawful drilling.
We understand that a number of them are still at large.
Yes.
Do we know the number? Do we know, for example, what legal recourse is available under the Ugandan law when someone goes forcibly disappearing and all that?
Actually, for the disappearances, we are yet to ascertain. But according to the charge sheet that was read to us in court today, the prosecution said 40 people are still at large in relation to this offense, and maybe more others will be identified and charged accordingly. But if we identify the missing people, we are going to apply for the habeas corpus so that the government agencies, the Attorney General and the security produce either the persons or their dead bodies in court.
The latest we got about 7-8 hours ago is that even aspiring member of parliament for Nakawa West, Waiswa Mufumbiro, had also been abducted.
Yeah, that's
what more do we know about it?
That's true. Waiswa Mufumbiro was at court and he was one of the sureties for the arraigned people. But shortly after a short adjournment, he moved out and he was kidnapped by military men. I cannot call them military. Maybe these are militias, because ununiformed people armed and using public means of transport to abduct or kidnap someone is not even tolerable anywhere. So what was taken away, and the information we got later was that he was taken to his home for a search, which was unlawful because none of his lawyers was present, or none of his lawyers was even aware of what was going on. So from there we are still waiting to see how the story develops, but we don't know even up to now the charges they are suggesting against him or they are alleging.
So he has not been formally charged as we speak?
He has not been formally charged. We are yet to even find out where he's now arrested or kept. Yeah.
Was he arrested in the premises of court?
No, he was just pulled out of the premises and then he was forced into the waiting van, the Nowaka, and driven away.
How effective have habeas corpus petitions been in this country?
Of late, the habeas corpuses are losing meaning, I can say, without a doubt. Because the purpose of a habeas corpus application is that a person is missing. We need this person, whether alive or dead, so that we can be aware. But today, these times, the judges or the judicial officers are taking it lightly, as if we are against the state. One, it's an habeas corpus should be heard and determined there and then, because we are worried of where our person is. And the state is responsible to protect the people. So if a person gets missing, we need to get a reasonable time. And normally by law it would be 48 hours. But recently we had a judge who gave us up to 7 days in the Mugumya Sam habeas application. The good thing is he at least granted it, not like the other judicial officers. But the unfortunate one is that he granted us 7 days when we can go and inform court whether the person has been arraigned or not. It is so.
In your own experience, defending or representing some of these clans that have gone missing, how often are the alleged abductees likely produced in court?
I think we have not had the one who has gone missing totally. They might delay producing them to court or releasing them without even any charge. But of current, we have not received anyone who has totally went missing. Yeah, but the challenge is the time they spend.
Security, do you have a line of communication between yourselves and security? When someone goes missing, apart from, of course, filing habeas corpus petition in court, do you have a line of communication to say, look, this is the individual has gone missing, this is what we know so far, this is what we saw, what was filmed, we may wish to know what is going on?
Whenever we go to find out from police stations or the military detention centers that we know, including SIU, Chireka, or CMI, normally their response at first is they don't know where the person is. But to our surprise, you see the police after some time coming up to say he was detained by our sister organized agencies or what. But following up is the hardest because they cannot allow you to know whether they have them or not. But we try our best, not until we file applications, that you either see a person being released without a charge or taken to court.
Let's talk about the charge sheet today of Edom Twe that was amended.
Yeah.
He is accused of carrying out illegal military drills.
Yes.
This could be, of course, going back to, I think, the parade that was done at the National platform during the birthday of Robert Chagulanyi, their president. What more do we know about this charge sheet?
Actually, the charge sheet is all about the drills that the supporters of NUP and the Chagulanyi himself conducted at Kavule on the 12th day of February 2025. So they say that they conducted a meeting or an assembly of persons held without the permission of a minister for purposes of training or drilling persons in the practice of military exercises, movements, or evolutions. So this one, I don't know where military comes in here, because no one had a gun, no one had a military attire. They were putting on their berets. This is their design as a political party, but being charged. And you see, the funny thing is that even these NUP people, under this Penal Code Act, Section 45, that they are required to seek for permission from a minister. These are people who are against the government, so seeking permission to conduct such a thing. You know, the funny thing is that since I was a young kid and up to date, people still do these drills on parades at schools, from primary, secondary, and whatever. If this offense continues to be used like this, it means even the children, our kids and whatever, have been committing it every day. The funny one is that these offenses, this specifically this one, was brought here in 1950. And we need to look at the spirit of the law then. What was the problem? You see, this is when people were fighting to gain their independence. So they thought by organizing and arranging drills, they were going to overshadow them and, you know, cause havoc and the rest. But with the current trend, where people have a right to associate, a right to participate in whatever they want to do, how do you stop them from drilling? Because it's one of the ways they can exercise.
How do we know what drilling is illegal and what and one that is not?
The unfortunate part is that they do not define what an illegal drilling is, but they want you to seek permission from the minister. And in a free society, I don't know why I should seek permission from a minister to go on a walk or a drill or whatever.
Because Section 48 of the Penal Code Act prohibits the training of persons in the use of arms and military exercises without lawful authority.
Yeah.
What I don't know is whether this particular section defines what military exercises are.
You see, even us, when we are doing our physical exercises, jogging and what, we do those drills. We want to keep fit. And they do not define anywhere. And you see, the clear one is the military attires and what. But for drills, they are using their bodies, just exercising, as you can walk out from here and you start making push-ups or whatever, any drill. Because if they had defined the drill that is illegal, that would be a bit clear for us.